want to show you how to edit a spotlight and also how to shoot one. I'll take again. I want to show you guys how to shoot a spotlight and how to edit a spotlight. So right now I've got an edited spotlight right here with India Garms, and what I want to do is I want to show you a little bit about how I shot it and why I chose the particular angles and situations that I did. So first, just by going into the classroom here, I've got well, actually, this video here first is all video that was shot here in 1505 in the under studio lights right here, and all this other content is shot in her classroom called B-roll. This is all B-roll stuff shot, and I want everyone to also do this, shooting a portrait style video of your teacher or whoever the spotlight person is outside of a classroom or outside of wherever they work, or if they're a football player, something football oriented, or something that ties in with what they do. Okay, so while doing that, we have this is what I came up with here. Okay, now the other content here is all B-roll from her classroom. As you can see here, students working, going through, and her working with them. And of course, now one of the things I've noticed with a lot of her spotlights is that we don't get down on the level with the students. So literally, all we are ever doing is standing up and shooting down. Don't do that. Get down there with them. Like, for example, there's a right here. Just you're on one knee, you're right in the face of the students and the teacher, getting what's needed here. And details of stuff in their classroom, like this sign that she has. And of course, this was very helpful. And we also use this as the title. Okay. Now, in other details of her daughter, things like that, and she also sent a picture of her daughter because she mentioned her daughter in the interview, so we did get a photo from her to use. Okay, so we've edited all these things together in the spotlight. Okay, so here what I've done here is I created a title using that. I have a little portrait for a moment here, so we'll go backgrounds. Never put them up against a wall. Never put a teacher up against the wall. It just is a terrible use of the space. So here we go again. Here's more her working with students, and as she answers a question about that, working with students, we show her working with students. And here's another portrait, and then other questions that were asked here. And luckily, she's very animated. And then another little bumper between questions, showing this little collage that was in her classroom. She talks about her daughter, and then comes down here to the end, where she's answering the questions. Another B-roll, another angle from the other camera, and then a nice little ender, and then that's it. At the ender, she just
yeah, go Texans.
And this one came out to a little over 3 minutes. This is a longer version of it. Most of the time we would edit down to about a minute and a half, but this one is for my film reel. But you can see it's really sharp, really clean, very easy to do. It only took a few hours total to do, including the edit and the shooting of it all and editing it. Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours total. So that's what we're looking for. And of course, you can see we added a music track. We added a little audio down here, which I just did a detach audio to put this here, and cut between the two clips that we had. So these are all compound clips in here that I'm using, and I've layered them over each other so it's easier to cut between the two clips. Now that'll be a different lesson. You'll need to figure out how how to layer those and sync things up so you can switch back and forth. Because here I've got a multi-camera clip, and I also have a compound clip here. So it looks really complicated with all these. I'm not sure how I landed up with so many. I think it's because I transferred XML back and forth, and it got kind of messed up a little bit. But you still go to the most recent project, which is this one. Just check by the date. This one is from today's date, so it's the most recent one. But what we find here is that this is a really good way to do a very good spotlight. It makes the message very clear, and it also keeps the clutter down, and we just happen to have a very good subject here. So keep that in mind when you're doing your spotlights.